Hello, YouTubers and fellow collectors. Welcome back to Mastodon Comics and Collecting. This is episode 3 of Top 5. And today I'm going over my top 5 collected works or graphic novels. Today's going to be a special one because I had kind of too many in mind. So I'm going to have 5 special considerations for everyone to check out. First, I have God Country, which was a 6-issue miniseries, and this is collected. Donny Cates and Jeff Shaw. And this one I read last spring, and it blew me away. It definitely made me a Donny Cates fan, and this is what I will probably take with me if I ever get the chance to meet him, to see if he'll sign it for me. Next is Mark Millar's Wanted. I read this book. A friend had it about 12 or 13 years ago. And I just thought the story was great. The characters were great. The way it was written was great. Truly, I'm going to say one of Mark's best, definitely top 10 of his stuff that he worked on, for me anyway. But I love the story. The movie was great, but I love the book better, as with many things. Next, we have Kevin Smith's Green Arrow Quiver. The story on how they brought Oliver Queen back from the dead. This is the book that kind of made me really like the character. It made me delve farther into the history of the character and all the Mike Grell stuff. And he's my favorite character now because of it. I chose this one for today's episode because it basically made me a fan of Green Arrow, and all the Mike Grell stuff facilitated that. Check it out; it's definitely a good read. Next, we have the Surrogates, Robert Venditti and Brett Waddell. I read this book probably, I'm going to say 10 or 12 years ago. I was still a bachelor at the time, and I was in kind of a book club, I'll say. And this one came across the screen, and I said, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I like the idea, and I'm telling you, I'm glad I did. I love Robert Venditti because of this, and this was just a great book. And the movie, I felt the movie did the book justice. I know it kind of went largely unnoticed, but if you get the chance, the book is fabulous. And number 1, my favorite one of all time, is Crisis on Infinite Earths. The 12-issue, I believe it's 12 issues, story that basically changed the DC comic book universe as everyone knew it. This is like a key mark. Everybody always says pre-crisis or post-crisis. This is the story that everybody uses as a benchmark, and it's no less powerful to me. I love this book. I got Marv Wolfman to sign it, and when I saw him a couple years ago. Unfortunately, George Perez was supposed to be at that con, and he was unable to make it due to health issues. And with his impending retirement and my inability to get to the cons that he's going to be this year, I guess I'm going to miss out. So that sucks, but I still have his awesome art. Now my honorable mentions. This is from a company just down the road from me called Zenoscope. Ralph Tedesco and Sam Cavella. I got this in a mail order subscription called a Comic Bento. It was in the first box that I bought that was shipped to me, and the story was awesome. It's like a ragtag, not really MI6, not really CIA group of guys, and the mission that they are sent on. I highly recommend it. It's a very good book. Next is Brubaker and Phillips, Kill or Be Killed. The entire 20 issue series is excellent. I put this one in here because I love the series, and I recommend it to anybody. I recommend any of Brubaker and Phillips' stuff because every time they collaborate, it's magic. So definitely check them out. All 20 issues are excellent, as I said. Next is Jason Aaron and Jason Latour's Southern Bastards. This book has been a nonstop tornado for me. This first book was great. I have all 4 volumes and to date, and it's just excellent. Coach Boss is a very interesting character. You find they tell his story in some of the issues, and it's pretty kick ass. Next we have Busic and Ross Marvels. This one is they just re-released a companion edition, and definitely pick that up. But this story was amazing. It was basically a historical retelling of Marvel, of the characters in Marvel and everything. It was I can't talk about it enough. It was just excellent. If you get the chance, not if you get the chance, seek this book out. It is excellent. And last, Origins. Caseta, Hamas, and Kubert. Basically I don't want to call it a retelling or an origin story, but it's kind of a special origin story for Logan or Wolverine, James Howlett, and where he came from, and some of the story was used for inspiration for the Wolverine Origins, X-Men Origins Wolverine movie, and it was a great read. I read this one probably 15 years ago, or not long after it came out, and it's stuck with me ever since. Great book, great story. These are all great stories, and I have lots more. Watchmen, always a good one. The Long Halloween, The Dark Knight Returns, all that stuff. But these are ones that really struck a chord with me. So and that's it for this episode of my top 5, or in this case, I guess you would call it my top 10. Tune in or stay tuned for future episodes of my top 5. episodes of what we collect, comic book hauls, and I guess that's it for this video, and any future videos. As always, keep collecting, keep reading, and keep sharing.